Let's look at how we use our bubble method with percentages that are not on our bubble, ones that we need to build up gradually using our different bubbles. Here's a question like that. What is 37% of 600? 37% was not on our bubble diagram. However, we can use our bubble diagram in order to build that percentage up. So let's start by getting one of those. So there's our bubble. And what we need to do now is we need to fill that in. Hopefully you all remember how to do this from our video yesterday. So let's start by putting in the 100%. 100% is 600. So we can pop that in there. We then can go down or we can go across, and it's up to you which way you prefer. I'm going to go down first. 600 is 100%, but I want to know what is 50%. 50% is half of 600. I can do that in my head. That's 300. Remember, if you need to write down some little calculations, do that. I'm doing it in my head, but you don't need to. We then go to our 25%, which is underneath. 25% is a quarter of 600, or it's half of 50%. And I know that half of 300 is 150. So remember, to do this line, what I'm doing is I'm dividing by 2 each time to get the next answer. Now I've done that one, I can go across the top line. This time I've got 100% is 600, and I want to find out 10%. So I want a tenth of that value, or I want to divide by 10. So 600 divided by 10 is 60. That's a tenth of 600, or 10% of 600. My next value along this line is 1%. 1% is a tenth of 10%. So again, I notice that all across this line I have to do divided by 10. Easy calculation again. 60 divided by 10 is 6. Then I've got that funny little tricky one in the middle, and remember I have 2 options. I can either look at 10% to 5%, so that one there, 10% to 5%. Well, I know that 5% is half of 10%, so I can do that calculation. So I can divide that by 2, and I can say that 60 divided by 2 is 30. And then I can do a quick check to make sure I haven't gone wrong with my calculation by doing this arrow here. To move from 50% to 5%, I have to divide by 10. And 300 divided by 10 is 30. So that's good. I know that I've done all of my calculations correct. So let's look now at our question, because now we want to work out what is 37%. That doesn't appear on my bubble, so I'm going to have to calculate it separately to make up that percentage. So how can I make 37%? Well, there's a few options. I'm going to show you 2 of them. first of all, we can say that 37% is the same as 10% plus another 10% plus another 10%, which gives us 30%. And then I can add the little bits as well. If I add a 5%, I've got one of those on my diagram, and then a 1% and another 1%. So I can make that 37% using values that I've got on my bubble diagram. I can do it another way too. Let me just show you that so you can see that there isn't one way of doing things. This time I'm going to say I'm going to start with 25%, and then I'm going to add 10% to that, and now I've got 35%. Add my little ones. I want 1% to give me 36, and then another 1% to give me 37. So you can see it doesn't matter. It's up to you to use the method that you think will work best. I'm going to do the 25% plus 10% plus 1%. So I'll start by getting rid of that for you so we can just see what we need to do. So let's have a look at our bubble diagram and find 25%. So there it is. 25% is 150. So I'm going to write that in. 150. Okay, then I'm looking for 10%. Let's look on our diagram, and 10% is there. I need one of those, and I need to add that on. Plus 60. Okay. What do I need to have now? Well, now I need to go to my little ones. I need to go to my 1%, which is 6, and I'm going to need 2 of those. Plus 6 plus 6. Now remember, if you need to write down that calculation as a formal column, or if you need to do some jottings, then you can. I'm going to do it in my head with you. So 150 plus 60 is 210, plus 6 is 216, plus another 6 is 222. So 37% of 600 is 222.